Did you write a disclaimer for that one?
Yeah, yeah, it's on the screen.
Okay, I'm not seeing it. All right.
You not seeing it right now?
This is the time we come
Yeah,
together
it's on the screen.
to keep our
Sorry, guys, I had to run to the
promises
bathroom.
forever. So open up your hearts, let a true love come right in. 'Cause love is all we need to make us stand. Let's understand one another and learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Let's celebrate and have a peaceful home. Sweet life
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome.
land of
You are
liberty,
listening and watching Action Require Media.
let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home.
All right. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast of Action Require Media. Here we educate, entertain, and empower. We are dedicated to discussing hard truths and finding remedies for our problems. On this platform, we will stay engaged on all happenings in Mama Liberia, not limited to politics, religion, development, economy, security, crimes, war on illegal drugs, employment, youth, growth, and food production. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you are watching and listening to Action Require Media. Here we educate, entertain, and empower. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. You can go into YouTube and type in Action Require Media, and you will find us. Please like and share our show. Today we're going to be discussing some serious issue relating to Mama Liberia, and we are here with top brains to discuss some issues. Um, Before going into our discussions, we will start with our introductions, and at the time, I will ask my brother Edwin Saipor to introduce himself. Brother Edwin.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for following us. I know we're probably big on Facebook, but low on YouTube.
And to the
My name is
dream
Edwin Saiport Jr.
of
I'm a writer. I'm excited to discuss the topics, and again, thanks my fellow panelists for taking on that time to come over here today. I'm excited to go forward to with today's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Edwin. And at this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Archibald B. Water to introduce himself. Pastor Waller.
Yeah, thank you, Brojo. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks again for being here with us, following us. We appreciate your presence and your comments as well. Thank you. I'm looking forward to the discussion. And we also ask that you send us your comment. If we have the time, we'll be able to read your comments and then respond to it appropriately. But it's good being here, and we're looking forward to having a great time discussing relevant issues about our country.
Thank you, Dr. Water. And at this time, I will turn it over to Sergeant Montgomery to introduce himself.
Oh, yeah, well, so let me say good evening, good afternoon, via social media line. Welcome to Action Require Media Podcast. Let me say good evening to my fellow panelists. I look forward to having a very good show. It's been a while. Thanks for having me to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Brother Joseph Brown. I'm the host, and you are watching and listening to Action Require Media. Again, you can feel free to like and share our show and drop your comments on how best we can improve our platform. Today, we're going to be discussing some sensitive information about Liberia, and that is mostly based on our president, Joseph Boakai, previous address referencing Liberians as, I don't want to say, but that's in his own words. We're going to play the video and we're going to get our commentary on that. We are going to stay respectful on how we handle these issues, and we just want our viewers to understand the gravity of what was said in this video. And again, also we're going to be discussing some major developments happening in Liberia. What are some major developments that we can point to as Liberian and be proud of in Liberia? So at this time, again, gentlemen, prior before we go to the videos, I would like for it's Brother Edwin. If you want to give us an opening prayer, that would be nice. Can you?
I will, but we had two pastors that have a brand new church. But it's okay, I got it. Let us bow. Father, may we decrease, may you increase. Father, inspire in us wisdom as we disagree and agree on these topics. May you stand alone. We pray for our countries, Liberia, even though everything is not going, but we're in the wilderness trying to shout and speak the truth. May you guide these topics, intervene. Thank you, Lord, for wisdom. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Edwin, for that wonderful prayer. Uh, Gentlemen, we're just going to go directly into the video. It's pretty short, but I want us to listen and watch this video, and then we're gonna comment on it. But like I said, we're gonna remain peaceful and respectful, but we're going to address the issue at hand. All right. So this is a video of President Boakai speaking.
A lot
Listen.
of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but
It's
don't
gonna play
mind them.
twice.
They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach.
All right. So gentlemen, that's just a little bit of what he said, and that's just one of the main things he said when he was addressing um, that forum. So from his address, I would like to give anybody um, the time right now to speak on this, and then we can wait for the commentary from members of this platform. Anybody want to address the issue now, so that we can go directly into the commentary?
I'm waiting for the sedition. The reason why I'm quiet because I had a sedition in my house here today, so they've been wearing me down. So I need a sedition. I know it's the last time Joey out here in America, he passed a CDC holy water around these
All
people.
right,
I want the sedition to talk.
all right.
Well, I was actually speaking to you. I was muted, so
Oh
that's why
yeah,
you guys were not.
that water
Go
go
ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, that water.
Okay. Well, CEO, thank you, and thanks actually for playing the video because I think a lot of people did not get a chance to listen to the video, and so playing it, I think it was very very important. Now, I think what people actually reacted to strongly was the statement that if you are going somewhere and dogs are barking at you and you stop to throw rock at the dogs, you will not go to where you are going. I think that's what a lot of people reacted to. um So that is, a proverb style of talking. President Barker always he always used these, these metaphors, expressions for him to convey his message. So I think the point of that proverbs, which people have pointed out, that it was Winston's Churchill that actually said those words, quoting from him. I think what actually that proverb or that metaphor meant was that don't get distracted by about criticism. Right? There will be noise, there will be opposition, there will be people criticizing you, but don't get distracted by that. Stay focused on your goals. Okay, I think that is the broader message that metaphor project. Well, I cannot tell you, you know, the reason or the intent for which President Barker used the metaphor. Okay, but what I'm saying is that I just want to be clear. What I'm saying is that that is what the message is. That don't get distracted when you are criticized by people. Stay focused on your goal, and continue to do what you are doing. Okay. Now, here is my issue. My issue here is that uh, public officials have the responsibility, or should have the responsibility, to communicate in ways that is clear, and that is uh, that is inspiring, right? Or that will unite people. And when you are a public figure, most especially a president, when you communicate or when you say something that does not come across with a lot of people as being respectful, what needs to happen is there has to be an intentional an intentional way of providing clarity for your statement. The president has a lot of spokespeople. They could have come, go to the media, talk to the press to clarify what exactly the president meant. But for the executive mansion or the Ministry of Information or the press secretary of the president to stay quiet on this issue, what a lot of Liberians are talking about, how this statement was disrespectful, and divisive, without them providing clarity. I think that was a missed opportunity from their part. Okay, so because when that happened, it actually signaled that you don't have any regard for how Liberians feel. Another thing I'm going to add, though, CEO, is this: a lot of people have pointed out the pattern of this kind of statement. I think that's why Liberians actually responded to it harshly. The last time when people were being evicted from their homes, when they were being evicted on the land that the AFS said they owned, the president said God was not creating new lands. Now these are Liberians. You are the president of the country. You should be finding ways to make your citizen lives better. But when you were asked by journalists, the president said Liberians are not, I mean, God is not creating new lands. Right? That is very insensitive. That is very uncalled for on the part of the president, to just choose lack of a better word, because Liberians expect their president to empathize with their situation, right? When he said that, so saying this about dogs barking, you know, I think that's why a lot of people responded the way they responded. But I think they should have clarified what the president actually really meant, so that that can be put to rest.
Thank you, Dr. Water. I think I kind of concur with you a little bit on your commentary, but what I would say to that is he could have used another human being. Like say for example, say if you're walking down the road and you see somebody trying to distract you, don't listen to them, just continue going on. That would have been something and would have been heard by Liberian people. But once you use it dark, then which means you're lowering the Liberian people ability to kind of comprehend on what is going on in the country. Now, you're taking some of the population um, ability to be less than what people are in Liberia, but do not undermine the people in the diaspora, what they do for that nation. There are a lot of things the diaspora Liberians do for Liberia. Like you just said, that the word I think because he's an older gentleman, and most other people use parables to speak or convey the messages. But I think he should have learned from this because it has happened in the past and it didn't go well with the Liberian people. So don't use it. Okay? Don't get me wrong. People who are educated will look at it and and break it down and say, okay, this is what I think the president meant. But on an equivalent to a dog and a human and a Liberian, that's just way off message. And it comes wherein the Liberian people are struggling. The economy is high, gas prices are high, and then people are being evicted, people's houses are being broken down. We need a softer tone. We need a better tone to unite the people, not to divide them and create a rage or anger in Liberian people to start demonstrating. But I think the president he do all Liberia or Liberians an apology for that. And you're right. I think the statement of the spokespeople of the executive mansion on the president um, uh, um, body guys maybe representatives should be out there trying to clear out the statement. It doesn't sound good, to be honest with you. But let me let other guys comment on this, and then we can come back again. Brother Edwin.
Well, Dr. Wallow, concurrently, it's good to have tunnel vision. Like I understand proverb and stuff, and I don't have problem with proverb. Whether you use any animal or whatever, but actually, it may not be on record, or maybe there may be a video out there. But Joseph Boakai actually has a disdain for the diaspora Liberian. He went to Minnesota over there and said something. Probably like around before he became president. He feel like we are putting kerosene on fire in the country. That's his feeling. So he has a history of putting down the diaspora Liberian. Now, speaking like they all do in Liberia, it's okay. But diaspora Liberian is responsible for anywhere between 400 million and 800 million a year annually for your remittance, for jobs that you can't create for your own people. That's the whole Liberia has been leaning on diaspora Liberian, whether the Congo people in power or whatever. Liberia has been like that. Now, one factory has been set over there that people will go to that employ 5,000 people since the existing of that country. Now, one bridge has been crossed over to cross over to the counties for people to bring that market back and forth. Diaspora Liberia has been the bedrock of that country because the government refused to make deals for businesses to interact for the local poor to benefit. So, if people are supporting your campaign, not because we have relative background, when anything happens, we still have to support them. But without the diaspora, if we all Liberian people got deported today in Liberia, Liberia economic crash. We are the third of the Liberia economy. Liberia GDP is about 4.7 billion. You don't talk to your customer like that. Especially the people that are holding down your economy. Don't make no dog reference, no cat reference, nothing. Do not talk to diaspora and Liberian like this. Yes, there are people causing problems. They're very naive. They don't live there. They say foolish stuff. That is fine. That's true. That's also true. Don't treat people with disdain that have been holding Liberia down from the inception, from the 1800s, for whatever. It's always been diaspora Liberian before the native people had access to America. Because the government, for some reason, cannot create jobs for their own people. So we the one, through our remittance, we the one sending money every other week, 3 days, whatever. You got people working in Liberia, you got your friends, they're already working. These people, they're not beggars. They're very responsible people. They got pride. But they reduce themselves to ask you for $100, $200, whatever. Because of what you created in the country. So no, it's very insensitive. Proverb or no proverb. This is very insensitive on a political scene. The optic is horrible.
Okay.
I bet if Joseph Boakai knew these numbers, he would not talk like that.
I
If he
think I
knew the
think
number of the people that are going to Money Grand Western Union every day, he would not talk like that. You're not even going around that. You're not going around the pepper bush. You're not talking about proverb. You're not going around the pepper bush. So no, I'm not taking it as some kind of Winston Churchill, or some kind of tunnel vision kind of sense. No, this is insulting to the diaspora Liberian. Since you refuse to educate your people, since you refuse to build LU, since you refuse to offer education for your people, diaspora Liberia was sucking on the breast of America, trying to extract education to voice our frustration. Do you think we're here because we love the place? We want to be back home. I want to, the podcast. We want to be having the podcast back home. No, it's very insensitive. No, I'm not excusing you of that. This is not some type of literary figure. He's an agriculture person. That's why he got a BSc in 1970. No, he's not. He's not a poet. He's not a poet. He got a disdain for diaspora Liberian. He thinks that because they're educated, they're frisky. That's what he thinks. He said because we got education, our eyes are open. Joseph Boakai thinks that we're frisky. That's what he thinks. We shouldn't be talking. We should be dumb. That the kids that he refused to provide education for. That's what it is. That's why I'm going to stop there.
okay. Thank you, Sergeant Montgomery.
Again, let me say good evening, good afternoon to our listening audience. Look, President Boakai is a very rude old man. He's a rude pape. That pape you see so. Let me speak raw. President Boakai has no regard for Liberians, whether home or abroad. President Boakai, every time he finds an opportunity to speak to the Liberian people, it comes with insults. This is the same president who was begging ICE and Donald Trump to deport people. At the time, ICE was very strong on Liberians. This president got on the podium and said, "Oh, y'all want to develop your country, but Donald Trump there for you." So what President Boakai is saying, because we are outside of Liberia, we must not engage. We must not get involved in the body politics of our country. That's what President Boakai is saying. And if we do, we are like dogs. If we do, President Boakai has never had no respect for us. So there's no way I hear people all on social media talking about, oh, the papi was speaking in this. Look, the man spoke in context, right? The man said they don't live here. Yeah, man said don't live in Liberia. It's true. But we get involved in the body because we are supporting our people. We are investing in our country. We mean well for Liberia. So, of course, it's our right to get involved politically or however we want to get involved. The president sat there and insult people. And that's who he is. Look at his cabinet ministers. Every time you ask the hard, not even hard questions, every time you ask to get an information, they resort to insulting you. He and his, look, the fish gets rotten from the head. This old man is a rude old papi. Let me tell you. This man who has outlived his future, Liberian people have given him a political CPR, resuscitated his life. Now he can wear the high horse, he can get on a high horse. The only thing you can from him, there's a same old president who said Liberians are beggars. The Liberian people own a business power. Every time you can't run and they want to beg you. President Boakai, look who's talking. You, after your 12 years of vice presidency, you reverted, you went started crying and begging for loans. If you were doing right by the Liberian people, nobody want to beg you. Liberian people are very resilient people. They are very proud people. We like to work for what we like to earn what we get. Nobody will come beg you if the means were there for them to be able to fend for themselves. But CEO, that's what sometimes I always said, don't make decisions based on emotion. Do the right thing. And this is what I brought up to themselves. Again, I also always use this platform, this medium, to ask President Boakai to apologize to the Liberian diaspora. Like I said, he's a rude old man. We know that, but he needs to apologize for that.
Uh,
Thank you.
so, Dr. Water, before I get to you, let me say this. I think whenever or before a leader speaks, he or she understand the message he or she is trying to convey, and you don't want to bite the fingers that feed you. In a sense that Liberians living abroad in the diaspora are still Liberians, regardless of what or how the president or whoever in Liberia is referring to the diaspora Liberians are. The thing here is we are contributing immensely to the development of Liberia. There are a lot of Liberians, that diaspora Liberians, who are invested in our country, okay, into education, into real estate, into a lot of stuff in our country, and it's making leeways. Even though they are sacrificing their time and the money away from their family, investing into Liberia, but these people need to be appreciated, and I think we should be spoken to in a rightful way, rather than demonizing the people who contribute to your country or to your economy in a better way. And also, the government need to recognize that the Liberians in Liberia are not putting pressure on the Liberian government. Most of them are relying on friends and family abroad to support them. I don't have a yardstick to measure on how much support, um, or how many percent of the Liberians are getting support from the diaspora. But I can say it got to be more than 50 or 60% of those people in Liberia getting support from the diaspora. And again, Dr. Wallow, if I may ask you, if you were in a situation or in a position addressing a forum or addressing the Liberian people, will you um, will you um, decide to use a different parables or maybe a different reference to Liberians abroad, and why?
Well, CEO, let me make two points quickly in
Okay.
response to your question.
Okay.
So, a metaphor or a parable or a proverbs, when it is given, it is subject to different interpretations. Okay, people might understand it differently. That's why it is important when people react to a specific proverbs you have given, you have to make clarity on what the intentions were. And this administration or the president failed to do that, or the president's enablers failed to do that. And I think that is a very big disservice to Liberians in the diaspora. The next thing is that the statement that the president made, they don't live here,
Mm.
we do. That has been a long-standing sentiment, between Liberians at home and Liberians in the diaspora. Liberians at home and Liberians in the diaspora, there has been this tension between us. Okay, Liberians at home feel like Liberians in the diaspora, since we are not in Liberia, we do not face the day-to-day realities of the country. So we have no right to speak to issues that are happening in the country. Liberians in the diaspora feel like we send money back home. We are upkeeping families, friends. We are contributing immensely to the economy. 18% of Liberian GDP depends on Liberians in the diaspora. Okay, we are, you know, sometimes we are even called the 16th county of Liberia because of what we are doing. So we have the right to speak to issues that are going on in the country. Liberians at home say, no, you don't have the right to do that because we are the one that are here that are dealing with the harsh reality of daily living. So this has been a long-term tension between Liberians at home and Liberians in the diaspora. For the president, who should be the common denominator, who should be the uniter in chief, who should be there for all Liberians to express that in a speech. I think that is where the issue is, right? I think that's why Liberians in the diaspora feel disrespected by that because we don't expect our president to to say what a lot of Liberians, both at home and abroad, are feeling. What we expect a president to do is to unite Liberians, regardless of where you are, is to unite us as a country. And to be honest with you, which of course this president is finding difficult to do. The country is so divided on every grounds, political, social, or religious, in every way. The country is so divided, right? This president, I really expected President Boakai, who is a deacon, who has participated for so many years in a diaconate ministry, to have brought this country together, but he have not been able to do that. And to have said that they don't live here, we do, is the Liberians in the diaspora, their voice don't matter because we don't live in Liberia, so we shouldn't speak to issues in the country. We shouldn't criticize. Okay? And because of that, you give a parable that when we criticize, we are like barking dogs. I think that's why people really got offended by that. And I think the president shouldn't have used that because the context in which it was used is just so wrong. Okay, these things are subject to interpretation. People might interpret differently, and now the political climate is so charged that people might even take advantage of it. The president is giving the opposition so much ammunition to use against him. He could have sent his press secretary, he could have used the Ministry of Information to clarify, oh no, Liberians, what actually I'm talking about is that I'm being criticized for no reason. I'm just saying that my administration will stay focused on what we are doing for the Liberian people. My intent is not to call any Liberian dog, barking dogs. We're just going to stay focused on what we are doing. That clarity could have gone a very long way, but they did not do that. Now, to your question, if I was in that position, I don't think I was going to be, using metaphors to compare human beings to animals. Right? Most especially a political statement. I mean, if you were speaking, you know, in a lunch program, if you were speaking to,
A graduated
using,
program.
a parable from the Bible, it implies, right? But to be giving a political statement, talking about your critics, so they are criticizing or they don't live here, we do, and then go about and saying that they are backing dogs. I think it was poor choice of words. That's what I would say. A poor choice
Okay.
of words.
I
But I
think
can, CEO, just one second. I can say, I mean, people might, say different things, but I can say that, because of what was said, you know, President Boakai has a disdain for Liberians in the diaspora. I mean, my brother Edwin said it. That might be true. I don't read President Boakai's mind. I'm not, I can definitively say, something like that. But I'm just saying from what I saw from the video, that was, that would be my take on that.
yeah, and like I always say, we're gonna stay respectful to the office of the presidency, and we're going to criticize, but we're not going to try to um, go down in the mud, uh, you know, with the president, the highest office of the nation. I think what is playing here is the choice of words, like you just said. I think the president need to be very mindful of his choice of words. And again, he has been into the United States. He visited Liberians here. He lobbied here. He knows what Liberians in the diaspora do for Liberia. So I don't think there should be an excuse. Even if Liberians in the diaspora don't live in Liberia, they contribute immensely. So they do have right to participate in the political discourse in Liberia. So I don't see it as a problem. And again, um, it's just how we go about choosing our leaders. Okay. And once people get into power, they abuse it. They don't care. They're already in power because they can manipulate the power. They have the power to control everything. So again, it's a problem. But again, the same question I ask you, I'm going to ask Brother Edwin, and then I'll go to Sergeant Montgomery. I know he might have a lot to say about this. Brother Edwin, if you were in a position and about to make that remarks, knowing fully well where your country is and the contribution that the diaspora Liberians um, are pouring into Liberia, will you have make that statement? And if why not?
Well, first of all, like Dr. Waller said, proverbs are subject to many interpretations. But in this case, we're going to extract the very best interpretation. And that very best interpretation is to be focused, right? That don't mind whatever's trying to distract you. Just keep focused on the goal, correct? This is the very best
The
distraction.
very best way.
So what are you trying to say is that's why Liberian people don't count their disturbance, quote unquote.
Pretty
Let me
much.
just keep my focus. They're just causing noise. Now I can also extrapolate that the guy is saying that we escape the trap of not being educated based on a bad governance. That we have sharp mouth, like people will say, because we learn a little something. That's why I can extrapolate from that. Because he know his system works so well, he got a lot of dumb people. And people go over there, they have access to education, they got sharp mouth. So they're talking too much. That's why I can extrapolate from that. So many interpretations. Again, if I were in Joseph Boakai's shoe, I wouldn't even have the time to address diaspora Liberia because I'll be basically solving Liberian problem. I have a lot of projects in front of me for me to even mention regular Liberian people in the Americas. I will have graph. I will have different topics. This time around, we build a dam in Bapulu. We're trying to build a medical center over there. We're trying to make education free for people. I have so much in front of me for me to even have the time to address people that are talking or speaking the diaspora. Obviously, he doesn't have anything to do. He's idle, no creation, no creativity, no job for the people. Then he resort to people talking because you have so much space if you're not doing something important. So no, I wouldn't even be in Barca's situation because I'll have so much on my hand. My line will be so busy solving the Liberian poor problem for me to address people talking on the internet about Liberia. No, I wouldn't be in that situation.
Okay. Thank you. Sergeant Montgomery, I don't want to repeat the questions, but I think you got
Yeah.
what I came from. So basically,
Look,
what's your take on this?
look, CEO, you have to learn to know your audience. And I'm speaking to President Boakai. Have you been in in serving in office for the last 46, 47 years? Waka has not gotten to know the Liberian people yet. That's what I'm taking out of whatever is going on with what he sees when he faces the podium to speak to Liberians. Waka tells me that he doesn't know Liberian people. He do not know that. Look, if I won't do that. One, I won't do that. There are ways to engage your people for them to understand the context of what you're trying to say. But it's clear that Boakai was trying to send a message directly to a certain demographics of group of people. It was directly a shot I was taking. I'm not gonna do that. So for which he has said what he has said, and we're asking that he goes and apologize. One would think, look, I always said, my brother Edwin, you would think that with age comes wisdom, but Boakai always proved me wrong. They call him the elderly statesman, the man who has served for 100 years, but yet, but Boakai can tell you that he has local saw before and feed it to goat. Boakai will look at you and tell you that, and this is the man we're expecting to come in. Look, bro, CEO. I mean, it's just unfortunate that this is the man we have as a president, but no, I'm far too bigger than Boakai for that when it comes to that. Speaking on public platform to know what I would say to my audience. Boakai myself will not fit in the same shoes. Boakai will pay respect to me when it comes to speaking. He doesn't match me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Brother
Thank you for your
Montgomery,
comment, guys.
Brian, before you go, my brother Montgomery, let me Nicodemus you a little bit. With age doesn't come wisdom all the time.
I know. I know.
Nicodemus was saying, hey, preacher in Israel over there, and Jesus will ask you, you got to be born again. No one knew about it. So,
You
no,
know, so you
no.
want to be a master Maggie. But you're right, my
So,
brother. Thank you.
so, gentlemen, again, the question here again to you guys: how long should it take somebody, or how long should it take a leader to learn his lesson from misspeaking to his own people? Should he pay the price at the ballot, or should he pay the price as maybe at the ballot box or something like that?
CEO,
Because
CEO, what else can we do to the president? He has to pay the price at the ballot because look, like we've all alluded on this platform here. This is not the first, second, third. There are examples, there are instances of President Boakai coming to the podium and disrespecting Liberians. And what can we really do to him? The truth is, nothing we can do but go to the battle box and speak.
yeah,
He's not
and,
going to change. You can't change him.
and I like the fact. I like the fact that, and again, like I said, we are not for violence. We are not
No,
for
no,
noise making,
far
but
from
we
that.
are here
Far
for
from that.
to educate the people. Get out there, be educated, understand what the process are, and what you can do peacefully to be able to accomplish your goal. So I think again, like I said, I respect the office of the president, and I would not try to use any demeaning languages at the office of the highest office in the land. But again, I won't sit and not caught out on issues that I know that are relevant to the development of the country. Again, um, President Boycott was in the wrong. I think he shouldn't have made that comparison, like that the water said, animal to human. We shouldn't do that kind of comparison. I would agree with the president if he would have said, "Hey, if you walk in and you see somebody trying to distract you," I would say the same thing. Don't listen to them. Keep on moving because you gotta go. But again, when Edwin just um, um, clearly stated that he understand it as well, the Liberian diaspora, the noise maker, then again, it's another problem. So, in most times, try to avoid this figurative language, the idioms, the proverbs, and other stuff. Avoid it as you can, you know, and try to limit it to its
But Brian,
main
you
setting.
cannot avoid it. If you're not doing anything for people, you dive into linguistics, you want to speak different dialect. If you're not doing anything for people, you gotta get into idioms, you gotta get into proverbs, you gotta get into everything. People that are busy, they don't have time to get speech. Real presidents that are really doing stuff and solving our people problem, they only get speech during times of war, civil unrest, and stuff like that. That's only reserved that speech is for. They make
Yeah.
the country has and it has a lot of things on its plate to be resolved. That man ought to be he's ought to have a headache. We ought to be sending them entirely north from here.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you a
Not
question.
giving speech about
Let
us.
me ask each and every
CEO,
one of us a
can I say
question, right?
something quickly?
Okay,
Can
go
I say
ahead.
something quick
Go ahead.
before you ask the question? Okay. So, Well, you guys can disagree with me, okay, but for me, I think the highest office in any country is citizenship, right? We, the citizens, we make the president. The president does not make us, right? We are the one that gave the power that they have. Okay, the power is in the people, but because we as Liberians, we don't take great responsibility on the power we have as citizens. So we allow our leaders to do what they want to do. But being a citizen of a country is a great responsibility. Okay. And I'm hoping that we can learn to use the power that is inherent in us as citizens of Liberia to hold accountable these people that we gave our trust and confidence to lead our country. The second thing I want to make, the second thing I want to say to you is that this statement of President Boakai, I think while we all, are responding in different ways, there are some people that are very, very angry about, to use my brother Edwin's word, the stain uh, against Liberians in the diaspora. There are people that are angry because of the disrespect. Liberians in the diaspora are doing a lot. Okay, they are angry that the president have not shown that respect to Liberians in the diaspora. There are so many people that are angry about it. But my issue here is anger is not a plan. Anger is not a solution. I think this should give us an opportunity for us to be able to tackle the real issue, this tension that has been between Liberians in the diaspora and Liberian at home. I think if we put too much on what the president said and then don't address the tension that is between Liberians at home and Liberians in the diaspora, this opportunity we have now, we're going to miss it, right? So I think a lot of the conversation should now be what this tension is about. Why Liberians in the diaspora feel like they are not being given the recognition that we need, and why Liberians at home feeling like, well, you people act like you know too much. You people are like, you want to control us. You people, don't know the realities on the ground. This gap that exists, we need to tackle this thing because I think most of the tension that is between Liberians at home and in the diaspora, it just based on assumptions. People really don't really know exactly what is going on. People just assume that Liberians in the diaspora don't, want to control their lives, want to get in, we either we know too much and and stuff like that. So we need to tackle that because I think the president's statement gave us that opportunity for us to be able to do that. So if
Tadawala,
we can just come together and be able to address these issues, I think we'll be taking advantage of the opportunity that have been provided to us by the statement of this president. And let us not also forget that this president's administration is the first administration that established a diaspora office in its administration. We shouldn't also forget that.
good. So, Tadawala, I think your point you make is important, but before I come to the question, I want to ask you guys. Let me try to address some of the things you said. Uh, with the issues with Liberian in Liberia and the Liberians abroad, there are a lot of rift and friction between Liberians in Liberia and Liberians abroad. Now, some may say the Liberians in America are boastful and they want to be controlling and they think they know. And then the Liberians in Liberia might refer to Liberians in America like, well, you're sitting over there just eating chicken and turkey. You don't know what's going on here. We on ground. We know what Liberia is. You can't say this. You can't do this. Now, there's a disconnect between both Liberians in the states and Liberia. Now, that's a good topic to discuss. I think if you want, we can discuss this next time. But Ahin, let me just ask this question
Well,
real quick. And if anybody want to comment on that, they can
yeah,
comment that. But let me just ask the question. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Let me comment on that and why that is very dangerous, right? You made a very salient point. Liberians in Liberia, Liberians within the diaspora, Liberians in Liberia feels like we once we have been opportune to leave Liberia, going back to Liberia, we think we are of this class away from what they are. And that's not the case. It's almost like I'm being punished for having the opportunity to have left the shores of Liberia to come here for a better opportunity to be able to give back. No, but once that happens, our people down there, some of our people down there, see us as threat. And again, it's coming from people like President Boakai. From that kind of statement that he made, is the Bible calling sowing seeds of discord among brethren. What he's doing there, he's planting a seed amongst the locality down there. He's telling the Liberians within the ground, on the ground, that, oh, those people that are over there, they think they're so much better. You're not yet suffering. They won't be putting them more in our politics. So he's dividing us from them. Of course, so they have that right to always want to feel like, oh, so this is how our people in the diaspora look like. But but see, are you gonna blame me because God opened a way, an avenue for me to find myself in a land where at least I can be able to give back? Is that the crime that I commit? That President Boakai and other statesmen will go now and start telling the people, say, oh, it is us versus them. That's what that comment is saying. It is us on the ground versus them. And it's regrettable, it's sad, right?
Yeah,
Very
It is, but
you are making
Montgomery,
that.
Montgomery, look at this on the other side too. Now, you did not comment on the Liberians in the diaspora. Most times, they think they are above, or that the Liberians in Liberia are beneath them. And most time when they get to Liberia, they are being very disrespectful to the people on the ground. Let's say it the way it is. I'm not saying all Liberians in the diaspora do that. I'm not saying that. Okay? But some Liberians in the diaspora that go back to Liberia look down on the Liberians in Liberia as, man, you can, you and I, we're not of the same class. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you stated right. It goes both ways. But again, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. We are all Liberians. Okay? We are all Liberians. We shouldn't be doing this. And like I said again, if you guys want, we can discuss this, on a
I think that that's what I was
specific
trying to
day.
chime in. That's what
Yeah,
I was trying to
that's a
chime
nice
in.
one. It's a nice one. But my question to you guys, and maybe everyone want to chip on it a little bit, that's fine. But the question to you guys, right? If
Though
you were
that's what
in
I
a
was trying to
position,
chime in.
oh,
That's what I was
sorry,
trying
that
to
water,
chime in. Yeah.
that what you
Yeah,
want to say something?
what I was about to say is that you made a salient point, right? And that is the tension that I'm referring to. Okay, a lot of Liberians in the diaspora are doing a fantastic job. They are giving back. They go to Liberia. Okay, I've never met a Liberian who does not love their country. I haven't. Okay, maybe the actions might prove otherwise, but Liberians, we love our country and we speak about our country. We show our love for our country in so many ways. Okay, the way I show my love for Liberia, I don't expect Sergeant Montgomery to show his love for Liberia in that same respect, right? But we all love our country. But this tension that is between us is based on assumptions. Maybe I go to Liberia, I speak to people a certain way, and people just, use my statement or the way I treat people and say, oh, everybody that come from, overseas that come to Liberia, that's how they behave,
Yep.
right? So that's what I'm saying, that we have to actually tackle this tension, because if we will build Liberia, we have to do it together.
Unity.
Okay, there are things that Liberians in the diaspora can do. Okay, Liberians are who cannot do it. There are things Liberians are who can do that Liberians in the diaspora cannot do. But when we see ourselves as one people, that have one goal, one national goal to develop and build our country,
then all of these petty things, then statement like, statement like, they don't live here,
It's too
we are
facile.
here. It does not matter to Liberians. But because this tension is between us, so a statement like that will divide us more,
Yep.
right? Will actually poke the tension, okay? What we all feel, okay? Let us move beyond a statement like that. Okay, let's move
Okay.
beyond that. Let's have town house meetings. Let's have diaspora conferences. Let's do
Yep.
these things and educate ourselves, educate, Librarians at home that we are the same people. Okay, as Sergeant Montgomery said, we just had, an opportunity to have just traveled outside of Liberia. Okay, that is the difference. Opportunity, that's just the difference. But
Okay.
we are one people that, that love our country and that we want to contribute to the development of our country. But we should not see ourselves as different people because somebody lived to that place and then you live to the other place. Let Liberians be Liberians.
Okay. So the question here I want
Yeah,
to ask.
Brian. Yeah, you asked a question, but let me come in. I'm laughing because that the water don't know that one Zena moving order her is really heavy outside. So you talking regularly. First of all, I see my man Montgomery got a hat on. Put your political hat on.
And now
Let
we're
them
talking
keep
about
us on.
parable here, then you say using parable.
No. Put your hat on. Put your hat on. Joseph Boakai has to sow a seed of discourse between diaspora Liberian and the local Liberian. You have to. It's politically smart. It's smart.
I
It's
hear
a
that.
beautiful idea.
And
That's
that's a
why
good one.
I'm laughing over here because it's smart.
That's
If
a
you
good
have
one. Yeah.
dear money, only
Yeah.
contributing 2%, all your money going out, you have no employment, you have no medical, you have nothing to show for your personality thus far. Who are you gonna poke on? Like so-called people that they depend on. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful idea. First of all, Joseph Boakai, you talking about the highest office of Liberia citizenship? 100% agree with you. But Joseph Boakai don't believe that. Even if he believes that, you're not gonna say it. He need to sow that seed of discourse. It's political smart. It's genius to me, to tell me the truth. You gotta have the diaspora Liberian people, and if I look at it more, I look at it now. That parable is not even a parable; it's
It's
literal
a
to me.
tactic. It's a
It's smart.
diversionary.
It's an effective.
He
Yes,
diverted the whole conversation.
it's a smart thing. Your leader put in America, they acting the American,
Yeah.
they're boastful, they eating turkey or whatever, they want to add that they know and this. Now
Yeah.
we the one here, we inside together. It's very beautiful. It's genius to tell you the truth.
That's a good
But
one,
But
Edwin. I like
yes,
that.
yes,
Edwin,
That's a very
Edwin,
good
I would
one.
do the same exact thing that
Edwin,
if I get nothing
Edwin,
to show for my presidency, I would
Edwin,
do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Edwin.
will not do the same, my
You
brother.
might
You
be
will not go
saying
low.
it.
You will
Edwin,
not
I
go
think
low. I refuse for you
you
to do
saying
the
it in a
same.
smart way, but is you don't want to rub mud in the
People of
face
the wrong
of
way too.
the
Yeah.
people who contribute to your economy immensely. So again, I don't see as a person that will address Liberians in the diaspora like that. But again, it makes sense what you said.
But we're gonna keep
Let
that
me.
parable going though. You're already in the mud with a pig in your traffic chair. You gotta tip by in the mud with a pig, bro. This man has to create a discourse. He got well, this is a parable there. You gotta create a discourse. And when it's smart,
Did that parable did?
what they what they insult you think Joseph Boakai they don't have these numbers, like the amount of money that Brim puts in there, like bro. I think that somehow somebody have that number over there. How much money Brim puts in there, like bro, annually. They have that information. They know it's been going on forever. But I don't have anything to do. I'm building a $10 million
But Edwin,
home.
Edwin,
My
Edwin,
home on the rehab is being renovated. The people on my back. I got a policy in place I built for $2 million. What the
but
heck
Edwin,
am I gonna do? I need
but
to
Edwin,
create a conflict. It's
but this, but
genius.
this, but this, at that particular moment when he was speaking, it wasn't a political campaign. Okay, it wasn't a campaign. It's not election time. I think
Yo.
I understand what Edwin is saying, but I personally would say that I did not expect that from the president to address people in the diaspora like that. But before I comment on the other issue, let me ask a question first. If you were a national leader, traditional leader, or a religious leader? Based on the precedent comment, what would be your advice to the diaspora Liberians individually and collectively? If you were in a position as a traditional leader, national leader, or religious leader, how will you
Brian,
advise?
unfortunately, guys, unfortunately, and this is not looking down. We were all in Liberia, and you can tell that when you enter the country, America is a Super Bowl life. Your vision sharpens. Maybe you are reading a lot, you know a lot of terminology and stuff, but then you start seeing things for what you kind of know what the world works. Unfortunately, people do not have access to that type of education. So, as a traditionally, you would tend to, it's just natural, it's a survival instinct. You tend to gravitate to the people back home. You're not going to be thinking about people in the diaspora. You tend to gravitate to your locality, like you want to be on the side of the people that's just true. It has nothing to do with hating the people in America or whatsoever, or being jealous of the people in America, but it's just natural survival instinct. So yeah, if you're a traditionalist, you're gonna go for the people on the ground. That
I mean,
that is just
Edwin,
a sound of
I would
survival instinct.
disagree. I would disagree with you on that, because Liberians who leave Liberia and come abroad, they are still Liberian. They are still traditional. So I'm just saying, if you're a traditional leader, let's say for example, you're a traditional leader recognized in the Liberian government, what would be your advice to the president or to Liberians abroad that are
But
contributing
according to Boga,
immensely?
you're not. You're noise. Your dog backing on the side of the road. That's what I see. They've
So,
already been
but
painted in
I
the
understand.
tradition for
So,
years.
so okay, Edwin, let's say you're a religious leader. You're a religious leader. What will be your advice to the Liberians in the diaspora based on that
Like a
comment?
true one, not a fake pastor, not a fake pastor.
Just be real.
Because
Yeah.
if we got 97% fake pastor rate in the country, that what we that's the
So,
reason why
so,
the
so,
country is what it is right now.
so let
So
me tell
I
you.
I'm trying to be realistic, bro. You trying to make me answer questions in a non-realistic. I'm trying to be
because
at least
because the
realistic,
reason why
even
I'm
though
asking the
yeah.
questions, the reason why I'm asking the question because we have people in leaderships that people listen
Joe,
to.
let me tell you
Now,
what I would do.
as a
The
religious
real
person,
religious people in Liberia, let me tell you, the real religious people in Liberia, the real people that really believe in God, they never talk about diaspora or local people. They just see Liberian Liberians.
so what
That's
will be
my
your advice?
experience. The
Joe,
advice for your advice would be for Liberian people to unite and
Sergeant
talk to
Montgomery
each
will come
other.
to you. You say what?
We- Your advice would be for Liberian people to unite and we should
Okay.
talk to each other. We should come to the table, whether in America or not.
All right. That's what I'm
And
looking
real
for.
religious people. I never hear one real religious person, those ladies that are praying with a white t-shirt and stuff, they never mention diaspora Liberian, never.
But to pray for
They just say
Liberians.
Liberians.
Yeah.
They just say pray for Liberians.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
never mention your diaspora or whatsoever. They don't do that. Just Liberians.
No,
If
but
all of Liberians happen to be in an
but that
opportune
particular
situation, we're still
comment
Liberians.
were relating to the diaspora Liberians. That's why I'm asking you. What would be your advice if diaspora Liberians are angry? What do you advise them to do as a
My
political
advice would
religious
be
leader?
whether you're in America or you're in Liberia, Liberia is one Liberia. We shouldn't be divided. We shouldn't be divided. And if people are over there, they're frustrated because you guys are blowing out our phone. They're frustrated for reasons. And Liberians should unite to one common goal. And the
Okay.
common goal is to uplift the country as Liberia to make it progressive. That would be my
Okay.
message.
Okay.
If I
Thank
order
you.
if I religious, that would be my
Thank you.
message.
Sergeant Montgomery.
so, let me tell you what I would do. Oh, and of course, I'm a religious leader too, so I fit the shoe to do that.
Yeah.
Joe, what we are rallying our diasporan brothers and sisters here, we got to protest, and there's a way to protest. When we hold back our remittances from that country for the next 3 months, you hold on to it. Let the pressure build on that government for disrespecting our brand diaspora. Our people now will be forced to get on the street, go to the executive mansion, and say, "You caused this." We will hold back our monies to prove to President Boakai, "You cannot disrespect us." Now, hence, the people will get back on the street to you to take those words back. So they are going to
Mr.
protect
Montgomery, I
protect
don't
that.
want
That's
to
what I
interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you, but people in the diaspora, we don't have a one bucket fund what we're sending money to. Joseph Boakai is praying on the fact that the money that you're sending to your relative, you're not sending it to
we can
everybody in
send
Liberia.
messages to all of our
So you
diasporan
can hold
that
money back from your family people because Joseph Boakai said something. So he
oh yeah.
knows that.
But then
You're
as
not sending
punishment,
like a. We don't have a special fund, the diaspora fund that go to Liberia, all Liberia. You're sending it to your
and
family
that's
people.
true. But that's true. How you get text? Text is a chain. We send it to everybody. If everybody is on the same page, we will do it. Let the people feel the pressure on the ground, and they will be forced to rise
So
up and go to
so
President Baga
let
for
me
to
ask you,
fetch it
Sergeant
up.
Montgomery. I
Yes,
understand
sir.
the point you're trying to make here. So can you give me a clear illustration on how that is going to happen?
How, how to accomplish that? Like I
Yeah.
just said, so what we do is we got the heads of Liberian organizations here, whether
Okay.
be a EULA in Australia, Canada, you name it. We are sending messages to all of our different sub branches and say, you know what, we will hold back our remittances that are being sent to Liberia for the next 2 months, 3 months, to see let it build up of pressure in that country. Now we may be successful, we may not, but at least when you attempt to do that, it will also send a message that oh, these people are also powerful on our other side.
Okay. Makes sense. So that would be your suggestions or
That's
your
yeah, that's what I would
advice
do.
to so your advice
Yeah,
is to hold back on
and
remittances.
yeah, and that's an initiative. I'm actually thinking of undertaking. Send a
So
message to different political
so so
leaders, like brand leaders around here,
so
so that
so
we
you
can do
speaking
that.
so basically you speaking on a religious standpoint
I'm a religious man.
or
I'm a
political
political leader.
standpoint.
Yeah, but
Political
all
standpoint.
aspects. Just put me. Yeah, in any aspect you put me, you find me there.
No, no, but what I'm saying, that this suggestions and recommendation you're
As for
making, would that be
as a
political
religious
suggestion
leader,
or
yeah.
what would be your religious point now?
My religious point. What do you mean
Yeah.
point?
What would be your religious
Um,
advice to the diaspora Liberian?
look, look to diaspora Liberia.
Yeah, religiously.
It's to keep praying that we mend the broken pieces. We will continue to pray for our people back there because obviously the government is not doing it.
Okay.
So that's all we can do. But other than
Okay.
that, I can't advise Boakai. I cannot advise him. Look, you want to advise somebody who is willing to take advice.
Okay.
So the only thing I can do is just to tell our people we pray for them, but we hold our money back.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Wallo. I know you have heard the questions. I don't want to repeat the questions to you. I know you already dissected it. So, when you're speaking, are you going to be speaking religiously or are you going to be speaking traditional or a national leader? Which one? Let us know. You could do three if you want to.
Well, I'm going to speak the way I've always spoken.
Okay.
Um, and I don't want to put my speech in a category because uh, I will speak the way I've always spoken, just I have spoken on this platform.
Okay.
I'm asking that because the thing is, like Sergeant Montgomery said, who back all remittances, would that solve the issue of the tension that is between Liberians in the diaspora and at home? I don't think so. Okay. I think we have to take advantage of what this statement invoke in us. Why are we angry about this statement? And what can we do about it? What can we do about our anger? Being angry is just one thing, right? But let our anger propel us to do something, to take action, right? That will resolve what we feel in us as a result of this statement. That's what I would say to Liberians in the diaspora. There is so much we can do. Okay, there's so much we can do, but we cannot just talk about this statement on the best surface. Okay, let me tell you something. What my brother Edwin said, that was a statement that was so profound.
Yeah,
Okay, when he said that President Boakai acted smart, he's taking advantage of the divide and he's using it to his advantage. But this is what I would say. It might benefit him,
politically, but it hurts the country. It divides the country more. So if he just want to take advantage of things that are dividing Liberians for his own political benefit, then we are hurting Liberia more. Okay. So let's do things that will help the country. And what I am proposing is let us not stay at this, this parable or what we feel from this statement of President Boakai. Let's go beyond that. Let's address this tension that exists between us as Liberians because we are one. Okay, we are the lone star. Okay, one star. Okay, and we all belong to that lone star. We all belong to it. When Lone Star of Liberia is playing, we don't show our support in a divided way. We support the Lone Star to victory. We sing the Lone Star song. We sing the national anthem. We pledge to one Liberian flag. We are not a divided country. We shouldn't be a divided country, so to speak. So let's take advantage of this opportunity on all social platforms. Let's speak to this assumption that Liberians in the diaspora are arrogant because of their economic prowess. And let also speak to the issue that because you are back in Liberia, so you understand Liberia better than Liberians in the diaspora. Let's speak to this tension. That is my interest. If we, at the end of all of this discussion, let's educate ourselves that we should not be divided on these lines because there are things we can do as Liberians in the diaspora, Liberians at home cannot do it. And Liberians
Okay.
at home should appreciate Liberian in the diaspora. Liberian in the diaspora should appreciate Liberian back home. Okay.
Okay.
We all have a role to play in our country's development. That's what I'm saying. But if we allow a statement like this to just divide us without addressing the core issues, then we are missing on opportunities that we're supposed to take advantage of.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Water.
Yeah, Dr.
Uh,
Wallo, I would like
eh,
to say that you're a very good man and sometimes to your own detriment. But Mr. Joseph Boakai is not taking Lone Star. The $10 million check got to clear. I think got to go. Thinking about the second term. Thinking about rehab. This is not a Lone Star mindset, man. He need a policy to devise to climb me over to the next place so that check can clear.
Let's rise
You are
above
thinking
that.
Lone Star.
My brother Edwin, let's
And
rise,
that's
let's
the
rise above
forward.
that. Let's rise
so,
above that. If that
so
is his intention, let's rise above it. That's what I'm
let
saying.
Edwin,
I'm not speaking to President Buck. I'm speaking to Liberians.
Dr. Waller, Dr. Waller, this you know, Liberians. I think we need to start initiating community efforts where we educate people on development of a country, and I think it should be a broader topics on uh, neighboring country like Ghana and the Ivory Coast, Nigeria, um, um, Morocco. So we need to have this education and intellectual discourse in every community in Liberia that may widen our horizon of learning, that may open the ability for young men and young women to understand what it means by a developing nation or a developed nation. What should or what the power of our citizens have on its government. Now, if we go to every community in Liberia and establish a podcast, I'm just saying something. You have all the high schools in that community engage into civil discourse, engage into conversations that are affecting the nation. Now you're discussing issues and finding resolution for it, right, in a community. Now, if you have every community participating, people will understand their political rights. They will understand the power lies in the people, not the politicians. So these things need to be held. It needs to be held in our community. We need community leaders to rise up If we don't have these things, it's never, there's going to be no transformation of Liberia. Now,
So,
the
CEO,
question here,
can I say something to what you said? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
go
I
ahead.
hope you don't lose your
No,
thought.
no, I'm not going to lose it.
Yeah. So you see, that's why I appreciate platform like this, right? Spoon platform. Spoon is doing an awesome job to respond and educate Liberians on what is happening on a daily basis in the government, where it relates to promises that were made that are not kept, government corruption, right, and all of that. Spoon is doing that, right? A platform like this, right? We now discuss on how to educate Liberians exactly what you are talking about, right? And that's why we need to go further as a platform. We need to go further. Get some of the community leaders, bring them here, and let's have a conversation. Get some organization leaders, bring them here. Let's have some conversations, right? Let us be educational because Spoon is not doing that. Spoon is doing an awesome job with holding government feet to the fire, holding
Accountable.
government accountable, pointing out the discrepancies in what you said and what you're doing and neglected promises. Spoon is actually doing that, and we should appreciate Spoon for doing that. But a platform like ours, we now do the education, right? What it means to be a citizen, why you should take your vote seriously, right? Why you should do XYZ and all of those things. That's what now we do, so now we bring other people, to have a conversation like that. And I think it's going to help a lot of people because we need to provide this understanding. And you make my point when I said that let have this conversation,
Yeah,
so that we'll be able to address the tensions and everything else that is going on that Spoon is not in a position to do because Spoon is already doing a lot. We now, can do the rest of it in an effort to help with what Spoon is doing.
good.
And
All
Brian,
right.
you make
Yeah,
most importantly, you made a very important point because grassroots, even though when you're starting, if it's not festering, it looks like it's not going to work. But grassroots does work. But most importantly, we have a congenital political machination in our country that's malevolent, that's evil, that we keep electing. You cannot make changes in with your grassroots process. We need to start electing people that are completely detached from the system, one at a time. Detached. That's completely detached from all this evil. Because all the people that are leading already, they're all evil minded. So we need to try to elect people that are detached. Then we can make one, two, three people. We got one, two, three people that can challenge them. We can fill them in. If we don't do that, the evil people will always be themselves. Just evil people. They'll do anything for power, whatever means possible. And we will be here talking about them.
yep. I mean, I do agree to you some extent, but I think grassroots um, education, I think is very important. Educating the people on why a vote matters, than a politician, um, is very important to let them know that they have the control. They can impeach the leaders, and they can elect new leaders. And again, we educate the people on these things. I think they might make informed decisions. And again, I think that's what we should be driving to. Um, I know we are about 1 hour 20 minutes and haven't gone into another topic yet. But before going to another topic, um, anybody want to comment on what we just discussed? We're going to give 30 seconds, and then we're going to go into something new. Um, anything anybody want to refresh on? Okay.
Yeah. So to just close on this here, I would say that Liberians in the diaspora should be proud of themselves. There are a lot of Liberians, that are barely making it, but yet and still they have not abandoned their country. They still
reach out. Even the little they can do is making a difference in Liberia. If a president cannot recognize that, it doesn't change the fact that your contribution to your country is making a difference. A president's statement should not, must not discourage you from doing what you are doing for your country. The Bible says God is not unjust to forget our works. In due time, if we are not wearing of what we do, the good that we do, it will be recompense. It will be given back.
Okay.
So let us not be weary in what we do for our country, regardless of who recognizes it and who does not. What you are doing, Liberians in the diaspora, you should be proud of yourself. You are doing a great job. I'm just hoping that in the future we can shift from remittances to investment, because it is investment that are going to go a long way. It is investment that are going to change people's lives. The remittances, family get money, friends get the money, they spend it. It's keeping our economy going, but we got to go beyond that now. We got to turn to investing now in our country, because it seems that the government cannot provide jobs that our people need. So we now have to help to do that in the private sector. So that's where I'm going to end on this topic,
So,
CEO.
Dr. Wallo, I think the point you make is clear and is needed. The point where we have to go and start doing investment into Liberia rather than remittance. Remittance should always go, but I think we need to have Liberians in the diaspora that have in meetings, especially with all these organizations, the ULI, all the tops Liberian organization in the United States or in the diaspora should be having a meeting. We should be discussing. We should be linking with each other and see how best we can open something in Liberia, a business or something, some kind of a investment that will employ Liberians. But again, we have not had that uh, um, discourse yet. So I think it's important, like what you said, it should be driven by Liberians in the diaspora. And it don't even have to be many people, maybe 10, 50 people can come together and put maybe 15,000, $20,000 each. I'm just saying something, and then open something in Liberia. But that's a good point, and I think we need to keep speaking on these issues and see how best we can. But that will also rely. That will also be depending on the Republic of Liberia, the government, to be able to give some incentive to Liberians in the states to be able to establish businesses that will help employ people in Liberia. Again, I know, gentlemen, we have spent 1 hour 23 minutes on. Um, we're just going to discuss this issue for it's just like a round topic, round table discussion. Let me ask you guys here: is there anything in Liberia right now, nationally, that you are proud of, like a national agenda, something that you can point to and say, well, this is what Liberia is doing, and I am so in love with it. Well, for example, electricity, healthcare, education, road network, businesses. No, I want us to speak on it. Okay, is there anything we can give Liberia a thumbs up?
I'm proud of the president convoy.
Why?
Oh, we got a $1.2 million, a $2 million car in there. What else?
CEO, that's a very brilliant question. There was something that somebody like me was very proud of that started happening the year of return under His Excellency Dr. George Mane Weah when Liberians within the diaspora were going back the year of return. I mean, for me, it opened a lot of doors, businesses for local. But I don't know if this president will continue that. I don't see him doing that. I will hope that he continues that because it was one big thing that was happening for Liberia, even Ghana, when it's the year of return, 400 years of return. It was a very good thing. But so that's the only thing I can point on, but not under this regime. Under this regime, and this is not like my brother say, "Oh, wear your political hat." I'm not seeing anything that's happening. I can say, "Oh yeah, I will give the president credit for that." At least I can boast of. It's not happening. So yeah,
Can
that's
you
what
can
it
you
is.
boast of your
No,
transportation?
What the transportation, the
Can
buses
you
you have
boast
to
of
the
your
country? We're showing
aviation?
one of the buses.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question.
no,
No,
no, no.
no, Joe.
I have a serious question for Montgomery though. No, this is a serious question. That's no joke. I really want to know. Just tell me in a very brief and short way. What is it that George Weah is coming back to do that you guys believe in so much that's gonna be different from the Boakai?
Thank you.
Just give me the plan. Give me about 30 seconds. Please sell
Okay,
me back. Sell me today. I'm for
okay,
sale.
okay. First of all, George Weah led the country for 3 years after COVID. It's been proven that when we talk about somebody who loves the country and speak to the heart of the country, George Weah lay a pen down to the people, and you could see the work unfolding. One, you see, whenever you can speak to children, when you can speak the language that children understand, to calm down, to trust you, that's what George Weah did. When Her Excellency that Ellen Johnson left, the major thing that people wrote out George Weah for, that he was not going to be able to maintain the peace and stability of the country, which he was able to champion. The a very paramount thing on his agenda was to maintain the peace, which you and myself will say here and give credit to. Under this President Boakai, the peace is very fragile right now. Liberia is at war. We are not seeing it. When President George Weah, what he did, he started building homes. Of course, when we want to talk about what the president has done, free homes he built, I was thinking it was only in Monrovia, but it was in the Marylands, and I didn't know that. President Boakai, President George Weah gave back. He built hospitals that would encourage people to come without going to Ghana. Right now, if a pregnant woman goes to go give birth in Liberia, they arrest you if you cannot pay. Under George Weah, he said no. If you come and give birth here, you must be able to go back home. It's not happening. Now, you got more young folks that George Weah have been able to bring outside to kind of take part in our political conversation, because why they want him back. Oh, what has George Weah done? When it comes to political development mindset, not only the infrastructure, people were saying this guy is not educated. But right now, when you want to talk about the top 10 educated president in Africa, George Weah is number one. George is among the top 10. So what has he done? There's so many things George Weah has done. So many things he has done.
I think that I can deduce right now that before Baga made that statement, it was well thought out. People show you a lot of sedition video for America in the diaspora. I would say him off. I can tell you. I can tell you right now. That's exactly what happened. This is exactly. For just showing a lot of sedition talking point. He's like, man, it already pissed me off. He brought me down to the whatever. So, I mean, they keep telling you that John, we have
Okay,
the bright idea. They can't tell you what it is. It's
Sergeant
just
Sergeant
nice,
Montgomery.
peaceful stuff.
Sergeant
Okay.
Montgomery. I
Yeah.
think Edwin asked you a question where you going to represent the CDC
Yeah.
platform here, but again, my question to you.
Yeah.
I know you did mention about the healthcare, the hospitals Josh we have built. Was that Emory Hospital and the we are
The
we are
14
fourteen
military.
military 14 hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question here. Josh we are just too sick recently, right? About six
Mm.
7 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he get treatment in Liberia?
I don't know. He started getting his treatment in Liberia, and I don't know if he got treatment in Liberia or not. I
But
don't know.
but but
But
but
he
mostly
went
he
to,
got his treatment abroad, right?
no, I know he went to the local
Yeah,
hospital in Liberia there,
yeah.
and then
And then
maybe
he
he
went
followed
abroad.
up outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question to you here is was it necessary? And
Mm.
I'm just looking at logic. Was it
Yeah.
necessary
To
to
build a
build
hospital, yeah, it was
to
very
build?
necessary to build the
Yeah, but
hospital. Yeah.
I will want you to explain to me, but and explain to us, listeners.
You
Um,
you you, you see.
was it?
Brian,
I come in. I'm not
Brian,
done
you're
with the
taking
question
a
yet.
bag.
I'm not done with the question.
Why did you take a picture of Emory Hospital? Hospital, the one that he
It
built.
nice. It's on Facebook. You can see it. It's like it's nice. It's a
You say
nice
what?
place.
Didn't he take a picture?
I've seen it.
To go, yeah, then he go to Emerald Hospital tree himself. The one
No,
he
but
built.
no. The
Like,
question
who
I'm
him
asking
for?
Montgomery
Yeah,
now,
but
Montgomery. Let
yeah,
me finish my question. You answer my question, okay? We have JFK. JFK have
yes,
been known as one of the best hospital in Liberia,
yes.
right before, and I think I don't know if it is now. Don't you think the money that was spent into the military 14 hospital and the Emery hospital could have been
So,
used to pay for, I mean, to pay employees and buy equipment and equip
mm,
JFK?
mm.
Is that
Okay, let me
rational
tell you.
enough?
Let me tell you why 14 military hospital was very important to build.
Okay.
At the time JFK was built, the demographics, the population in Monrovia was very few. JFK could accommodate the size of the population at the time. Right now, with all the major equipment from America, you name it, inside JFK, JFKs will be overwhelmed. So of course, there must be another hospital that will be able to accommodate people that will be coming from elsewhere, not JFK alone. So of course, as a matter of fact, even 14 military hospital, we need more hospitals. We need more. Because why? They said it's highly overpopulated. JFK alone cannot contain what's happening in
JFK
among
is
the sick
bigger
people.
than it's bigger than a military hospital.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
You need
All right,
other
Brian.
sites.
They man already sold himself. That's fine. You know what I mean? I just want to because you guys are so. I don't know. This one like people think I'm biased or whatever. This is a non-bias. I always ask all the clinicians to tell me why we should bring the dog guy back, but they can't tell me. They say, oh, he's a football player, he got charisma. How you call it? You know, the man did the first bicycle kick, and
Mm.
like they just telling me
So,
all type of
so,
stuff,
so, so
but they
if
not
you
tell
take
me
away,
what is his
okay,
plan.
CEO, just gave me my brother just 2 minutes. Do we have that? CEO,
Yeah, go
please.
ahead. Go
So
ahead.
you take away George Weah. Who else right now you think fit to go to create change in Liberia?
I
And I
think
know
you
the
shouldn't
answer
be.
to the question. And
I,
don't
I
try to
think they
do
should
it.
sign a law to ban people from calling George Weah in Liberian politics. I'm very serious about
Joe,
it.
Joe, I just asked
I
the man.
am.
You will not answer me. Oh.
No,
Take
I'm
away
serious
the rest from
because
the equation.
all the selling point you gave me, y'all want me to put my face in the mud. You never sold me
Edwin,
anything.
Edwin. Okay, I didn't tell you anything. Take away Joel from the equation.
You
Who
never
do
told
you
me
have?
anything, bro.
Okay, that's what I say to you now, right? With all of what I was able to tell you, you say it didn't amount to nothing. Take away Joel from the equation.
Well,
Who do you
so
have
No,
now?
but Montgomery,
okay,
sorry,
right
CEO,
now,
Montgomery,
CEO is
right,
saying,
some
man,
sorry,
not
Montgomery.
answering me.
You want to hear
Yes,
the
no,
sir.
no,
truth?
no.
No,
Right
Edwin,
now, people
Edwin,
have not assembled
Edwin.
to
Let
in
me let
so-called
me.
like bro. You can say Kumis, you can talk
George
Hassan
Weah
Benedict. People are
remains
doing
the
stuff right
best
now.
choice. George
No,
Weah
but
has been tested. He's been
Montgomery,
tried. During
Montgomery,
COVID, George Weah was the only African president in the sub-region
Montgomery.
to maintain the low cases of COVID in Liberia. See you. Come on. I asked Edwin my question. You have been
But
asking me. I'm
I want to ask
answering,
you
but Edwin
again. The
didn't answer
question
my
I want
question.
no, I will ask you a question, but I would say this right. Your response to Edwin's question has not even
Yeah.
convinced me. If I would have to vote for Josh Weah, it would not even convince me an
CEO,
inch, because
CEO, what do
no,
you
no,
want to hear? I've
no,
told you what this man did, what he's capable of doing, when what
no,
he is going to do when he come
no.
back.
You did not
You
say
said
what he's
that's
going to
confusing.
do. You did not state what he's going to do. You said what he did. The man asked you the
No,
question
no,
what he's
because
going
that
to
was
do
the question he
differently.
asked. That was the question he asked. So
No, the
I
man said
listed
what?
what he
No,
did.
he said what he's
That
going
was
to do
the question.
differently.
That was the question Edwin asked. What has George Weah done?
No,
And
he
so
said what he's
I
going to
answer
do.
it.
What
So,
he's going to do
What
differently.
he is going to do,
Yes.
CEO,
brother,
you can see.
brother, let me truthful and rational. This is it had nothing to do with partisan stuff.
Go
You
ahead.
are bragging about this guy achievement that he built like a hospital, Emerald Hospital, correct? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, he got ill. Then he flew himself out of the country to be hospitalized out of the country. Again, this is the same thing that we're talking about because the hospital is not equipped enough. Like, why you got it? Now I say
Let
like
me
this
tell you
drug we
something.
are come to America or went all over the war and divide like a drug we are holy water. It's like when you're following the guy, you're not
let me
rational though.
Let me
let
ask you a
me let
question.
me
You don't want to be rational
Montgomery,
on a
Montgomery, you
politics.
respond
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
you think President Donald Trump can go to Canada and get healthcare treatment? No way.
we don't know that. Trump, I travel out of
It's
the
not going
country
to
every
happen.
time. No, no,
Never
no,
going
no,
to
no. Hold on,
happen.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We are not doing justice to the conversation.
What do you mean? It's
We don't know half of the time when Trump leaves this country where he go seek medical something in
no,
India
no way.
or
No,
England. We don't
the
know
people
that.
go to Arthur Reed.
You
They go
can't
to
tell
Arthur
me
Reed
no way. You don't
Medical
know
Center.
that for
No
sure.
way. No
What
But
way.
are we?
America
What are
doesn't
we?
have the best
American
healthcare
president will
system.
never get
Canada
medical
has a
treatment
very
outside the
better.
country.
Let me tell you something, CEO. Canada
Yes.
has a very better healthcare system than America.
No.
Well, yeah, he's the president.
Nope.
I'm telling you,
Nope.
it's on the
Nope.
record.
Nope.
Check it.
Canada
Canada
does
has a
not.
No,
Canada does
Jesse.
not.
No,
you
Montgomery.
check it.
Montgomery.
Canada has
Nope.
a very good
No,
healthcare
no,
system than
no,
America.
no,
No.
no,
Why
no,
are
No,
we arguing
no,
on
Montgomery.
no,
something?
no. Jesse, just
No.
look it
You
up.
can't
You lied to yourself.
You
You're not
must
even
say
close. You're not
say
even.
affordable.
You're not
Say
even close to
affordable.
California.
you can't
Say
tell me.
affordable.
So if it's affordable, it's not better. American
Oh,
healthcare
what's in this affordable?
is
It means
what?
better?
Yes.
No, excuse me.
What are you trying to tell me? Canada has
Well,
a
it's affordable. Doesn't mean it's better.
healthcare, and it's
So
for you to
so
research.
healthcare
Right now, you got your
healthcare in
phone on
Liberia
you.
is affordable. Is it
Edwin,
better?
you got your phone on you. Check it. Canada
Healthcare in
healthcare
Liberia
system
is
is better than
affordable.
that of
Is it
America.
better? Healthcare in
Okay.
Liberia is affordable. Is it better?
So let me try to tell you, when if George Weah went to a local hospital in Liberia, and maybe the doctor refer him. It's a referral cases. So you can say,
We're
oh,
not
because
even
the
being
name from,
partisan though. We just ask you a genuine question. What
and
is
I'm
this guy
answering the
bringing that
question.
is different? This is not partisan. We're not being you pissed. We're not trying to go for anybody. This guy
You
that you're
ask me the question,
following, what is he
then I ask.
bringing that
Okay.
is different from what
Edwin.
Boakai is doing
Edwin.
right now? You can
Edwin.
tell people.
Edwin. Let's
And
give
that's the
Sergeant
Edwin,
problem.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Let's give Sergeant Montgomery 2 more minutes. Okay, Sergeant
mhm,
Montgomery, let me ask you the question. What
go ahead.
will CDC do differently now in the upcoming election if they win election?
When we win the election, first of all, like we know, it's a proper agenda that we started. Proper means everybody. Poor man name no. You must come. You must have a part. You must have a share in the part. The first thing, His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah, is to continue the free education that he started.
Okay,
Under
good.
this president, the president took away. Okay, when His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah came, when nurses were making $90, $80, he bumped that up to 150, thereby encouraging our local nurses and doctors to stay in the country. So his number one agenda, one, to maintain the peace, boost the Liberian military, bring back workers that have left Liberia, go to Ghana to go work and stuff. Because why? George Weah is known internationally, which this president is not known. Boakai is not known. When it comes to development, when you look at the proper agenda, the blueprint for the proper agenda, of course, when they mention Liberia, Monrovia will be the mini Miami, there are blueprints that we have seen the handwork of the president in terms of what he wants to do for the country. Okay? But peace has always been his paramount issue. Peace, peace, peace. When it talk about foreign investors, president was able to leave and went to the UAE, brought back $10 million. He went to France, brought back folks of money for the country. When President Boakai traveled, what did he do? Nothing. So what President Weah is about to do is more focused right now is the education and the peace and the healthcare of Liberia. That's what he's going to do when he come back.
So let me ask you a question.
Go
Again,
ahead.
now I understand you said to improve education sector, increase wages and salaries, okay, and then peace, right?
You want
Peace
to
and
ask me how he's
stability.
going to do that? Let me answer you because you, I know you. That's what you're going to ask me how he's going to do that, right?
No, 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 no. I ain't there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm just stating. I'm stating your point you made that this what the CDC will do if they win the election. Okay,
Amongst many other things, but I'm just
the
giving you
economy,
the
yeah,
important ones.
economy, increase
Mhm,
wages and salary, peace and stability, education
mhm.
and healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, okay, so that's a valid point, but the point we trying to get from you guys, right? Apparently, um, my thing
CEO,
was
you just don't
what?
like this young man because while
No,
he
no, no,
hailed
no.
from a humble
Hey, no, 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 no,
beginning,
no. No,
when you
Skippy,
people count
Skippy, I
yourself,
love.
the broadcast and
No, no, no,
everybody
no, no.
else to
I'm
be
not
the
UPS
elite.
though. I'm not
So,
UPS.
Oh
so
my gosh!
Oh,
There you go.
so
Oh
you,
my.
it
so
is
you
very
label.
shocking to you that we are a boy for
No,
Tibata will
no.
come and set the bar
Look,
so
look,
high. And
Montgomery,
you can't blame me for that. You
Montgomery.
will not
But I
blame
have not
me.
even asked my question to you yet. And you, so the question I'm about to ask you,
But
because
bro,
I know
Go
you
ahead.
that's a
did.
tactic. They may have to confuse you on purpose by design. Gotta confuse you. It's a design. I had to argue. I had to do that. Let me tell
That
you,
water,
CDC
that
have
water
a
is
better.
watching you. He getting
CDC,
ready for you,
no,
Brother
no,
Jesse.
no. CDC have a better chance. Let me tell you, if one solution, you don't have to say a lot. Say, I will guarantee you, Joshua will be in a debate come 2029. My mouth closed. He just said that to me. I'm not gonna say anything.
We'll be in a
We're gonna
debate.
put into the.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be in a debate. Just
Joshua
tell me
gonna
Where,
that.
debate.
I'm not
what
saying anything.
debate?
You're not arguing
You go
again.
debate
Say
opposition.
guarantee. Say I will guarantee you, Joshua will be in a debate.
See
If
you
not,
ask
let me
your
say
question,
anything.
man. My brother still playing some. See you. What's your
So
question?
so
In a
the
debate with
question
Pofu and the Pochu.
the question you are talking about affordable health care, right?
Yeah.
If
Mhm.
healthcare was affordable in Liberia,
Yeah.
and don't you think the money used because the MR hospital is empty right now? It's very empty. The military hospital don't have equipment and staff
Mm.
fully equipped
Mm.
to counter healthcare issue in Liberia.
Yeah.
So my question here, I'm just rationalizing things. Don't you
Yeah.
think it was important, it was imperative that one of the hospital money could have been used to buy equipment and flourish JFK hospital?
CEO, I just told you the demographics. Look at the people.
I understand when you
Monrovia
build.
is, I come in. Monrovia itself is over 1 point some million people in Monrovia. When I told you when JFK was built, it was built for at least over 200,000 much plus people. So with all the up to date equipment you have inside JFK, it is still too small to handle cases of what is happening now. For which you need a Emirate
Okay,
hospital, you need
so
other hospitals to help
how many
alleviate
cases?
and release the
How many cases are being referred to the military hospital compared to JFK? Because JFK
I know
see
people
about
go
two
to.
hundred
I
thousand
know.
people a year.
I don't live in Liberia. I cannot get
Jeff,
your
but
statistics.
you, but
But one thing I know.
then you're making a point
But
that,
CEO, you and myself, I know family. I've been in Liberia.
but
See
JFK is
people sit
seeing, but
outside the
Jesse,
fence of
JFK is seeing
JFK.
200,000 plus people a year.
Joe,
So
Joe, you're not getting my point.
how many people
Joe,
are
you are
the
not
military
getting
hospital
my point. My
see?
point is right now when you go to JFK, there are people sitting outside waiting to be called inside to be treated.
Because JFK is the
Right
most
now in
affordable.
Liberia.
JFK is the most affordable hospital in Liberia. Now you got Kelly Hospital right there. You got Kelly Hospital right there.
Joe, Joe,
Okay.
Joe, CEO, do you know
Yes.
that at JFK, if you don't have certain money to put down at least for your case to be seen, they will not see you?
Um, I can't agree to
You don't have to
that.
answer, but I'm trying to tell
I
you,
can't agree to
JFK,
that.
when a pregnant woman goes to that place and she cannot pay her money
So
to be
so
discharged, they
so
keep
the
them
military
there.
14 hospital, the military 14 hospital when you go there is free.
I, I never said it was free. You
Okay.
asked me why did we not equip JFK? Other than that, we took the money and went and built another hospital. That's your argument. And I'm trying to tell you, when you look at the population, how heavily populated the capital city is, you will be overwhelming JFK, for which
But
you
hold
need.
on. Where is the military hospital? Where is it?
It's in Maserati somewhere, right?
Okay. Yes. But
Okay.
so the Maserati is still
So
overcrowded.
that's what I'm trying. So you just make my point.
I
You just
understand what
made my point.
I'm understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you, I would rather we have the equipment and better staff than
So
to
Joe, let
have
me
too
ask you,
many hospitals with
Joe,
less staff and equipment.
Joe. So you will
Yes.
have you will have the well equipped hospital, right?
Yes.
With better staffs.
Yes.
And what's the room for the population to come and fit in that hospital?
This what happen in hospitals. They have
Yeah.
inpatient and outpatient care.
No, no, Joe.
I come in now. Oh, so
I just told you Monrovia alone
no, but
is almost 1 point some more million
it's not
people.
everybody gonna be sick. People will come
Joe,
in, well, people will come in for inpatient
Joe,
and outpatient care.
Joe,
Outpatient care, they get the treatment
you
and
just
leave.
made my point in another way. JFK alone is small to handle cases of what's happening now. Like I told you, when JFK was built, I stand to be corrected. I don't know whether in the 50s or in the 40s. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. It was not for the
Brown,
population
Brown,
now.
Brown, we have to redirect the topic because way before Jawea became president, he had access to money to be a philanthropist, to do a lot of stuff that the country that he so loved. Now he went and gained power. Like we're
Wow.
here right now, and these guys they just
All right.
follow him.
Edwin,
I
let
said
me
the
tell you
only
what
thing you
Joya
can
did.
guarantee me that George we are going to debate. That's all I want
Edwin,
from
let me
you.
tell you what John Weah did when he was opportune to lead the shows of
All right,
Liberia.
Are
John
we
gentlemen.
Weah
going to debate?
I thought you said what
George,
Jovia did before. I thought you said it
George
again.
Weah contributed. No, 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 no. You heard what Edwin just said. You said this man got all his money and this and this and that. Let me tell you what he did and what your comments didn't do. George Weah contributed immensely to the peace and well-being of Liberia right now.
What
During the
kind of
Civil
peace
War,
have been talking about? Don't we have peace in
when
Liberia right now?
you asked what he did when he got money, I'm trying to tell you some of the things that he did. The first president
Did
ever
you
to
see that?
start up for
Did you
free
see that man?
education
Did you see
system.
that man home on 9th Street when you're quote
Eh?
unquote war
The
best?
only president who started a free tuition free for students, which he was paying the YF fee out of his pocket. You took an old man, a
Okay,
decrepit old man there today.
okay.
Tell me
Man,
what's the state of the education system in Liberia now?
brother,
No, no,
like
no. You
I
ask me about
think
George Weah credentials. I'm trying to tell
the
you.
the
George Weah has been
argument
one of
about
the best president Liberia have seen in the last 20 years. George Weah.
I think I think the argument about Jawea is circular by design. It intended to be circular,
Uh,
not to go to facts. And you know when you put you so you go to
I just lay down
charisma, you
facts
put
in
you
front
so
of you.
you
You
go
say
to
now
this side.
facts.
Like it put you to hospital, you
Eh?
go to this side. Like no, it's
Edwin,
meant to be
everything I'm
circular.
telling you is there for you
And
to
that's a
see.
good tactic though.
George
That's
Weah
a
was the
good
only
tactic.
one among all the warring faction leaders that were when UN called for peace. No warring faction will put down their arms. When George Weah entered the country, there was peace. And you trying to tell me, say, oh, what kind of peace the man contributed to? Are you kidding me? Yeah. When her former president Ellen Johnson asked the man to be her peace ambassador in the country after stealing the election from him, he accepted. For which, when he spoke to his boys, everyone came. There was a camp in the city. And you asking me what the what Jowiah did for peace? My brother,
Again, you guys argument is meant to be circular. If you
I am
achieve the
not
higher,
arguing with you. I'm just laying the facts down to
no,
you.
no, 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 no,
That
no.
Jowiah stands to
If you
remain the best
achieve
president in the last 20
if
years.
you achieve the higher office in the country, if you don't put down anything that people can remember you for,
So there's nothing there
then
that people can remember Jowiah
you
for.
have you have
Peace.
failed. No.
All right.
Oh
They
wow.
know,
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Takunje were getting $4,000 a month when you're not employed to the Freeport. They
I
know
understand.
that.
I understand your argument. I understand your argument. You see, I
That's
understand
what they
that.
know. They remember
You,
that.
you
They
are
remember all the
saying
people
right
that
now.
are along
You
with.
are saying right now. There's nothing that Jowiah can show for to say this is my legacy after my 3 years of governance. Is that what
All
you're
right,
telling
For
me?
gentlemen.
me, for sis,
Gentlemen,
yeah, yeah.
Is
let's
that what you're
try
telling
to
me?
gentlemen. Let's
Have
try
you
to
seen
end
the,
this.
the, the affordable homes that he gave to people? What
Brother,
improvement package? Have you seen those
invite me on
things?
your platform and let me
All right.
talk. Invite me on your
All right,
platform and let me
gentlemen.
I will do
talk.
that.
I
I will
tell
do
you
that.
now,
Gentlemen.
your radio station will be canceled.
Gentlemen.
Okay,
Your
I'll
radio
bring you
station will
on.
be canceled after
I will
if
Gentlemen.
bring
you
you
don't do
on.
it. It's not a
I
smart
just want you
idea.
to give me an
It's not a
alternative
smart
name.
idea. Don't do it.
Gentlemen.
I want you.
Gentlemen.
My brother, look at me. I don't do that, Edwin. Don't do it. They will cover you a blanket to sleep. Don't do it.
Gentlemen.
But let me
It's
ask you,
not a
what's
Gentlemen.
the
smart
alternative
idea.
name
I'm
you have?
advising you right now. You can invite me, but
Gentlemen.
it's not a smart idea.
Edwin,
Brother
Don't invite
Edwin.
me on your
Edwin,
CDC
what's the
platform.
Edwin.
alternative name you have? You see, you struggle to come up with a name.
Montgomery.
And Dr. Waller is
Sergeant
eager to
Montgomery.
come on this line to call a name, and I'm begging him, don't do it. Do not do it.
Sergeant
Edwin,
Montgomery. Sergeant Montgomery.
CEO, come on, come on. You guys
Yeah.
were asking me question when I try to explain that my CEO won't cut me up, which is
No, you
not
did
fair.
explain.
That's what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. I give
That's
you
what it is. The three
one
against
minute.
one. The three.
Go ahead, brother.
The three. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I want my brother.
He and Edwin been talking for the
Yes.
past 40 minutes. So I've not said even a word that are three against one.
But it's on design. I want Edwin to give me that one lead. CEO. CEO. Look, let me
Edwin, I'm gonna give
forget.
you no name.
But then why
All
you
right.
frowning on a ball from Gibraltar? Why?
All right, gentlemen, we have spent almost
Edwin will
2
continue the
hours.
conversation.
We have
CEO
spent
will log
almost two
out. Dr.
hours.
will log out. You will stay. Me, you gotta stay.
Invite me on your CDC platform. That's what I want because I want to put a different thing. Invite me, I'll
Okay.
be ready. You invite
But
me
you
on
All
your
right,
didn't say
CDC
on
gentlemen.
the
platform.
platform. Say what you have to say on this
right,
platform. This is a big
gentlemen.
No,
platform.
I want to talk to your audience because it doesn't make, I want to talk to your audience.
I
All right,
share,
I
I
want
gentlemen.
to
share,
knock
I
the
share
rock
it.
on our head. I want to knock the rock on our head.
But
Gentlemen.
I understand though. I understand that you cannot fight for Alexander Cummings because in previous segments you were here
I
calling
want to talk to your
Alexander Cummings name.
audience, bro.
I'm
Invite me.
now
I want to talk to
convinced
your
that you
audience.
yourself have known. You see, oh, what a man doing to Cummings that's not right. They come in different platforms and call the man name. Now, when the push has come to shove, you can't call every because you know Alexander Cummings stand no chance against a George Manuel we are. You know that. So now on this platform, on Action Required Media, you are ashamed to call your own political leader name. That's a shame.
All right,
That's a
gentlemen.
shame.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen.
No, no,
Thanks.
Dr. Water has something to say. Please, let go
No,
to
no,
Dr. Water. I beg.
we'll get back to that
No,
water.
please.
But
No, no,
gentlemen,
please.
I
Man,
got
he
nothing to
trying.
say. I got nothing to say.
See,
you try to set me up. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. The show was beautiful. It was awesome, and the commentary was very brilliant. And again,
good show, good
I just
show.
want to say thank you guys for your contribution, and um, we look forward to this every Sunday. And again, we're gonna go through our closing statement. I don't know who's going to start, but if you guys want me to go first, I can go first.
Now I can start.
Tata Waller, you want to go first?
Yeah, just to say thanks to you guys, Edwin, Sergeant Montgomery, CEO. Thanks for the
Uh-huh.
conversation. I think it was a brilliant conversation, and I'm hoping that we as Liberians will cleave to what unite us more than what divide us. Let no politician in our country and outside of it divide us as Liberians, because it will take every one of us to develop and build our country, and we have to do it together. So, thank you guys. It was a great show, and good night.
Thank you, Tata Waller. Uh, Gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for the commentary. It was wonderful, and it's an appeal to the government of Liberia. Whenever you are addressing your people, please be mindful of your nation, and Liberians in the diaspora do not hate Liberians in Liberia, and Liberians in Liberia do not hate Liberians in the diaspora. We can unite. We are calling on all our leaders, political leaders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, to help us unite Mama Liberia, so that one day we can see a national goal and a national aim of making Liberia a face of Africa. Again, thank you and have a blessed and wonderful day. Brother Edwin.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, fellow panelists. I enjoyed this. It was a very good conversation. This message is for Liberians. That country has only known a lot of war and despair, whether true is medical or disease. We shouldn't look at a non-compliant president that told you he was going to be the instrument of change to affect or effectuate situation directly to you in the country, and that promise is not being met. Do not using to dish out your own brethren that were opportune enough to flee the country, flee the ignorance, to be able to voice that opinion while also contributing to the economy of the country. Form a coalition with your brethren in the diaspora. Unite from the bottom. I think this is political. I think this is well taught. I think this is divisive discourse that are being sold on purpose by the UP because they have a max at this point everything because they are hailing. They've been ruling for a long time. They don't have anything to show for it. So this is the final point. They have to sow a discourse between the so-called diaspora Liberian and the locals, pit them against each other to achieve a political goal, to give them leverage for a second term. Do not fall for it. We love the Liberian people. We are Liberian at heart. We're not different. We're just opportune to be here. Do not fall for it. If you have issues, call the platforms, the American platform. Yes, they got some people that take the other route and stuff. That is true. These are all true. But call the right platform, talk to us, voice your opinion, talk about it. Do not allow your leaders to sow the discourse among all Liberians, whether diaspora or local. That's my message. Thank you guys.
Okay. Montgomery, you want to
All
close
right.
us?
Yeah. Let me say thanks again to my fellow panelists here, Dr. Wallow, my brother Edwin, of course, COU, and all of our listening audience via social media, line, Facebook. I want to say thank you for staying tuned to the podcast of Action Required Media. It's been a very good show. Um, Look, Liberia, we told you guys what President Boakai was not the solution to Liberia's problem. President Boakai came and and added to Liberia's problem. All I can tell you guys, what CDC started, we are coming back to continue and change the country, transform the country. His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah is waiting for your vote on the first ballot come 2029. All of this nonsense will stop. All of this insult, all of the rift between the diaspora Liberians and the locals on the ground will stop. We are counting on all of you guys. You guys have seen it. For the last 3 years, President Boakai 3 years versus George Weah 3 years, the records are clear. We know who has the country at heart. Not Cummings, not Belete, but His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah come 2029. Thank you, CEO, for affording us the opportunity.
That guy is so afraid of comments that everything got about comments. These are.
We'll
CEO,
take
as a
that
man,
close. I would,
we thought
we'll take that. We'll take that.
CAEC,
We'll take that cloak. We'll just pretend I'll kill him, my lord. We'll
And
take
then
that
when it
cloak.
should
It's a
be
lot.
over
It's a
before you
closing
come
thing. We
in.
don't want to
yeah.
sign this shit over.
Okay,
I will
CEO,
sign that cloak. I will sign the
CEO.
cloak.
Yeah,
Next Sunday, Dr. Wolo, we have at least 15 minutes to talk about Alexander Cummings, right? Please.
that's
Get to
fine.
balance. Let's be fair now. Let's be fair.
Well, I'll swallow the bitter pill. It's okay.
Yeah, Montgomery, we are in the opposition together, so there is no need to fight each other. Okay,
I know, right?
the position you want coming does not have it. That President Baka has it. You don't get it. So there's nothing you must have to talk about. President, we are
No, but
unbecoming.
you can make the case for Cummings. Like Edwin was just shut down right now.
Well, oh my brother, they show
You
end.
sure? You sure every that?
It's your end, bro. I'm not falling
All
for
right,
your
guys.
stuff, bro.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh no, I